Buenos dias, or Grand Rising, as many of us say, Grand Rising, all right? All right, let's get started. Let's not beat around the bush since I'm really going in depth this week. Today is day 3. Today is day 3 of going deep in depth into a very nerdy tarot and oracle study. So, welcome in, Grand Rising, Buenos Dias, on this beautiful September 6th. So today I am burning a black candle for protection. I'm just saying, if you haven't already taken extra measures to protect yourself, please do so now. We have an eclipse tomorrow. It is a solar eclipse. I believe, yes, because the moon is full. I believe, I may be wrong, but that's what I'm pretty sure of. Let's light this candle. So let's light this black candle for protection. So, extra protection. I'm just letting you know this is going to hit. This eclipse is going to hit. So I get like minorly hit with karmic things. Some people might consider them major, but I consider them minor. Generally, like before, like I'll get sort of like the shock waves of it. Because then when karma hits me, that means karma is really going to hit some other people. So just prepare yourself for tomorrow. Okay, I don't know exactly how it's going to be, but hopefully if you're listening now, you're like me and you get hit minorly, but let's go ahead and say the prayer. All right, so I invite in my higher self and the higher self of anyone who's listening to this now. I invite you all in. Thank you, higher selves, for being here with us. I'm lighting the white sage incense, California. White sage incense. So, thank you, higher selves, for being here with us. Thank you for putting us in front of the people who we need in the next 24 hours. And thank you for putting the people who need us in front of us in the next 24 hours. That includes 3D, 4D, 5D, and social media. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now is the time to put in your special prayer request with the Most High. All right. Thank you, Most High, for hearing our prayers, and just thank you for redirecting us if we need redirection. Thank you for inviting in. Thank you for hearing our prayer, Most High. Okay, so now I invite in the ancestors to be here with us in the next 24 hours. Thank you, ancestors, for being here with us. Thank you for guiding us as we need guidance. Thank you for teaching us on the path, and thank you for letting us teach you all the wonderful things we are learning here on Earth, okay? And I invite in my guardian angels to be here with me for the next 24 hours, and I invite in the guardian angels of anyone who is listening. Thank you for being there with you. Thank you for keeping us safe, healthy, and sane for the next 24 hours. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen. All right. All right, let's get rolling. So, while I was doing my yoga this morning, okay, so just FYI, I'm sort of I really trigger people badly, okay? I'm sort of you're one of the most hardcore, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapist you've ever had, okay? In terms of the way I trigger you, okay? Because I am meant to trigger, mass awakening, mass healing in people, okay? So, and I am meant to come up against some of the people who are the most rigid. All right, so it's taken me a while to truly step into my healing power, but I'm in it. Okay. All right. So, what is the main alchemical process of this day, September 6th, 2025? What is the major alchemical process in which we are undergoing? Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Let's see. All right. Revive. Ooh, I like this one. This one has a nice symbol on it. See, with the circle, with the triangle, with the square in it. I like that a lot. It's got a nice symbol. All right, let's go here. So I just want to say, if you were hit with some attacks and if you hit some major bumps, I just want you to know they were temporary, okay? And that, it passes, okay? The lower the bump, or the bigger the bump, the greater the high. Okay, I know. That pun was unintended, okay? But I think it's funny, so it's true, Think about, just think about it. Think about drug use, for example. Or, think about, I just want you to know that if you really hit the bottom, if you hit rock bottom, the height you're about to reach is going to be equally as high, okay? So this is Revive. Let's delve into our deep dive here. Philosopher's Stone. Ooh, this is a good one for today, okay? So if you're like me, if you got hit, if you got the pre-shock waves of the major eclipse, that's energy that's going to be happening tomorrow, just know today we are healing. Today is a day of revival. So the Philosopher's Stone says, embrace vitality, prioritize self-revival, and thrive in purposeful living. Affirmation. I'm fully present in my own life and feel revived and energized. You are finally feeling on top of the world and fighting fit after a period of low energy and lethargy. Things are looking up and you feel revived and rejuvenated. Take advantage of this time and go out into the world, radiating your joy onto others. Go out for the day with friends, volunteer, or find a new active hobby. You can uplift and achieve so much with all this extra energy and spirit. Channel all this joy for life into something that matters to you, and it will give your life purpose, filling you with even more enthusiasm and positivity. You will be a force to be reckoned with, and others will enjoy spending time with you too. Make the most of it. You might be feeling a little lifeless and low on energy. Life has knocked the wind out of you lately, and you need a tonic. Bring yourself back into existence and take small steps to revive your body and soul so you can thrive. First, get some rest. If you can, take some time off. If not, allow yourself an hour here and there to do something you want to do. Go for a walk, read a book, or go to bed early. Ask a friend or family member for a favor to allow you some time out. Before you know it, you will have topped up your well and be feeling more present and alive. We all need to take care of our well-being, to care for others, live our lives purposefully, and enjoy ourselves. Leave a simple wooden cup out on a rainy night of a full moon. Ooh. Collect the rainwater, then add a few drops of this potion at exactly midnight and down the contents, otherwise known as the elixir of life. Interesting. Oh boy. Well, that was a good message. You know, I've heard mixed things about drinking rainwater. I recently heard you're not supposed to drink rainwater, so just be careful with that one. But if it is raining, so tomorrow is the full moon, it's an eclipse. So if it is raining tomorrow, you might want to collect some of that rainwater. You don't have to drink it, but if you're really looking to revive yourself, that might be a little good practice for you, to wait for you to connect with nature. Okay, so we have, this card just jumped out at us from this deck, Mercury. All right, that's what's up. Mercury is one of my primary spirit guides. So, and he's my bodyguard, okay? So he's here. He's here and present. So, I don't know if you've attacked me, I'm just saying, I don't really have to do that much. Like, my spirit guide, Mercury, is gonna take care of it for me, all right? You got an ass whooping coming to you, you got an ass whooping coming to you, all right? So we have Mercury, open communication, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love and be heard. That's right. You know, one thing in my life that I am unapologetically honest. Ring that bell. That's right. I am unapologetically honest. I will not apologize for that, okay? Because I'm a believer in open communication. And I believe in leading by example. So that's what I do. All right? That is what I do. I'm here, guys. I'm here and I'm real. I'm here and I'm real. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to me on YouTube. I am Pharaoh Child Tarot, my real name. Pharaoh Child Tarot. Pharaoh Child Tarot is just code for Pharaoh Child Tarot. So, here I am, guys. Ready or not? Okay. Alright, so what is the first message from the tarot today? This is, Dulac. This is, I actually use this tarot deck. I use it as an oracle deck because the artwork is just so beautiful on it. Let's see. So what is the overall theme for this day from the tarot, from Dulac, from a Dulac vision that we need to understand? Okay, we have 8 of Pentacles. So we can see here in this picture, he's on a lathe and he's working hard to make a beautiful ceramic vase or pot. There's people all around. It's a busy work day. I know it is. It's going to be for me. I'm working today. So I'm already working. You know, I saw a little quote on Instagram that I didn't want to see, but I related to it. It says, one thing you can't fake is work ethic. So, here I am. Here I am. I think I am on day 17 of my 365 days of going live, okay, on social media, doing the daily energy check-in with the cards. So, I'm proud of myself. I'm making it happen. We're out there hustling, okay? One thing you can't fake is work ethic, okay? We definitely got that. We definitely have that, okay? Okay, so this is a message from the Inferno. All right, so what is the message from the Inferno for us on this day, September 6th, 2025? What is the message from the Inferno? Okay, we have Roiling Torment, 8. Card number 8. All right, let's see. So what does Dante have to tell us from the Inferno today? What does Dante have to tell us from the Inferno today? All right, here we go. It says, They clashed together, and then at that point, each one turned backward, rolling retrograde, crying, "Why keepest, and why squanderest thou?" The journey. Dante and Virgil come upon a ditch in which souls condemned for the sin of avarice are locked in constant struggle with one another. So much within our world is treated as a competition, and in order for a victor to rise, another must fall. The result is a tremendous amount of unnecessary jockeying for resources and attention when so many of us live with an abundance of both. We may find ourselves locked in bitter disputes, playing needless games, and seeking to undercut potential allies. At this moment, open your heart to the possibility of collaboration. Seek to find ways to be generous with both your words and deeds, doling out kindness and praise and lifting up the names of those around you. Give, and assuredly you will receive, breaking the cycle of struggle and cruelty. All right, if that is a message for the world that is needed now more than ever, that is. That is a very important message we need. All right, so tell us more about this day, Cymbalon. Cymbalon, tell us more. Tell us more about this roiling torment, this open communication, 8 of Pentacles, revive. Let us know where do we stand? Where do we stand? Let's see. This one gives very specific, direct, and messages that are pretty hard. They're pretty hard hitting. Okay, so, just prepare yourself, y'all. Prepare yourself. The eclipse is going to be intense tomorrow. Okay, there's a big split occurring. Okay, there's a big split occurring in the very foundation of the earth itself. Okay, and you see how the sword is there, and people aren't, she's got her arms crossed, and he's got his hands like this, but the sword is, today is a day where we collectively need to decide to put down our swords, put down the sword. Let me see what the book says for this, just because this book has pretty hard and hitting messages, but, humanity has undergone a big split, and it's a little frightening. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you're just a witness, consider yourself lucky, okay? A lot of human beings are just here as witnesses, to kind of cosmically witness this split. But, let's see, we have disagreement, the quarrel. It says, here 2 truly great forces fight each other, as shown by the card. One side harbors a massive anger inside. Look how tense the hands are. The other side simply wants to sustain harmony. And all this unites inside you simultaneously, and both need to be attended to and to be seen. War and peace. The card only says war and love. How can that work? Wow. Don't we need to think about, isn't that another message for humanity that we need? War and love. How can we do that? I'm just saying choose love. Choose love. Protect yourself, but choose love. Choose to make love, not war. All right? Choose to make love, not war. But I'm just saying, if you're choosing, if let's say I'm choosing love and you're choosing to come at me with war, I want you to know love always wins, all right? Love always wins. It just does. Okay? It just does. Love is so much stronger. Love is the strongest, most powerful force here. Okay? That's one of the most beautiful things of Earth, okay, is Earth's relationship to love and beauty, okay? And I'm not really talking about humanity. You know, part of the reason humanity has not proven itself. You know, humanity has yet to prove itself, okay? Humanity has yet to prove itself. Okay. So what else do we need to know about today, September 6th, 2025? What else do we need to know? Disconnection. ALC. All right, so I'm getting a very specific message here. Like, it's time to disconnect from certain people, places, and things in your life. Okay? It is time to disconnect. Because I'm going to tell you why. You need to let people get theirs, okay? Oftentimes, if you don't disconnect from people, they won't get their karma, okay? So, and you'll get it instead. So, it's time to disconnect from that in which isn't meant for you and that in which doesn't belong to you, okay? So we're going to do another deep dive here because this is a super nerdy deep dive week. Okay. ALC. So, disconnection. It says, respect the land, and especially the land you live upon. Find comfort and joy in the changing of the seasons and the green places you come in contact with. Protect and defend Mother Earth. Before you attack someone, make sure you have all sides of the story. It says attack, defense, connection, disconnection. This goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about, okay? AOC, or Aes Sedai, are fae, or fae-like creatures from Celtic and Gaelic mythos. Most likely, they are the ancestors of the Tuatha De Danann, an ancient Celtic mythical race of deities, or the people of the goddess Danu, who are mentioned in the complex world of Irish mythos. In some ways, this is a tragic story, with the people being forced to retreat into the other land, a kind of parallel universe. Wow, it sounds like my most recent YouTube, timeline. To escape the coming of the mortal invaders from over the seas. Oof. To survive, the AOC found sanctuary within the gentle spaces between the human and other world, a place of fairy rings and forts, caves, and magic. It's like where I live. Where I live is a sanctuary within the gentle spaces between the human and other world, a place of fairy rings and forts, caves, and magic. As these folk are living within the layers of the land and between worlds, too, they are incredibly protective of their homes and the biomes in which they live. Trees, meadows, a mound, a certain rock or loch, a spring, a small hill, or a particular tree could indeed be theirs, and to destroy or damage the area could be detrimental to the human who does this. Should someone cut down a tree that is theirs or say, leave a cart on a certain area of fragile moss, the ALC may enact revenge, or at least move the cart somewhere else. Revenge could mean something as simple as losing an object precious to you, to having your home burnt down, your cow's milk dry up, or you or your family kidnapped. The latter also could involve them swapping your human child out for a changeling, and you never getting your human child back for your wrongdoing. The best idea is to live harmoniously with the AOC and be mindful of how and where you tread. Being in simpatico with nature and respecting all things is a good way to not get yourself into any trouble, accidental or otherwise. Even being respectful as to how you refer to them helps. For example, calling them the good people or the fair folk. It's important to leave little gifts and offerings, foods, honey, flowers, cream, or precious stones out for the good people as a sign of respect at dawn and dusk. as these are the transitional times when you are more likely to encounter them. The festivals of Midsummer, Beltane, and Samhain were special times for the ALC, as they were times of profound change and magic for both humans and fairies. As people traveled along the roads toward the gathering places, for the midsummer solstice it was said that the Fae were on the roads too, ready to lead astray those who did not respect and connect with the land as they passed through it. This was such a real phenomenon that some groups had someone awake on watch all through Midsummer's Eve who did not partake of the mead so that humans did not get carried off. We know that by respecting and connecting with the good people, many places in Ireland were never harmed, deforested, or paved over because of the myth of the ALC and the mindset that came with trying to live in harmony with them. This conservation of green areas can only be a good thing and something that they would approve of. Plant companion foxglove. Crystal companion amethyst. Wow. I'm so glad we read that together. It's just always a good reminder. I can look at my life and really moving to Wilmington, North Carolina, because, I moved here really from LA. I talked about this in my last live stream, but, I got to the top of LA. I summited Mount Baldy, and then I moved to Wilmington, North Carolina, and, that was sort of like me, I did that. Yes, I was called on an underworld journey, a la Inanna from ancient, and in the style of that ancient Sumerian myth. But I was called here to do my ancestral healing. I was called here to help save the land. One of the things I did here when I first got here was the place I worked. I helped produce and put on an event that we held at the beach resort I was working at. And we hosted the Greenpeace ship here and we had a bipartisan coalition to say no to drilling for oil off the coast in North Carolina. And I remember this was bipartisan, okay? So this was both Republican and Democrat. We worked together. And I remember there was some lecturer from, I don't know, he was speaking at the Wilson Center about, who remembers his name? I don't know who he is, but he was speaking at the Wilson Center. Okay, I'm going to stop shuffling here. These are the Talonful Colors of Destiny. So we got two very powerful cards coming out here. We got the King of Leaves and the King of Acorns. These are two very powerful cards in this deck. Okay, let me read about them and I'll continue telling my story. But I remember we went to this lecture at the Wilson Center. We were, the bipartisan, he was talking about, he was like, lithium. He's like, do you know where I just came from? He's like, I came from the lithium mines. And he's talking about somewhere out west. I don't remember. He's like, lithium. Lithium. And we got up and with the Greenpeace ship, we had the Greenpeace ship was parked out front. We were having a party and we were no oil drilling North Carolina. And yeah, guess what? There has been no oil drilling in North Carolina, so we were successful. And, that guy, he just had to eat. He was like, lithium! Oh, man. So, I'm cool. I'm cool with the Fae. I'm cool with the AOC Fae. All right? I'm cool with, the Secret Service of the Fae. Okay? We cool. They down with me. They roll with me. All right? So, you want to roll with them, too. All right, so we have the King of Leaves. It says, you need to exchange views with a highly strict and formidable authority, judge, rival, doctor, or professor. Be cautious. Do not get carried away by your emotions and hide your weaknesses. Yup. Yo, for me and those of us listening now, we got to be tough. We got to be for real. We got to be... we come up against some formidable people, okay? And we came to win, And in general, we do win, okay? Because we respect the land and we know who we are. We know our history, and we know who we are, okay? And we're good with who we are. We're good with all parts of who we are. And we don't need you to see us as the good guy. We don't need that. You know, we're way past that, okay? So here we go, the King of Acorns. Father figure, reliable, helpful, and protective with deep values and nobility of mind. It announces marriages, family, joys, birth, earnings, and inheritance. Know how to reciprocate. All right, so this is just, look, we got good news coming in. Okay, we got real good news coming in, but there's gonna be someone who comes up against us, okay, if they haven't already. You know, I mean, to quote Mobb Depp, like, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm sure I'm butchering this, but so many people got beef with me, I don't even know. I don't keep track. Look, if you got beef with me, I don't keep track, but I do call you out when it's necessary, okay? End of story. Like, when it's time for your judgment day, because you got all this beef with me, and you're doing your damnedest to take us the F out, okay? When the time is right, we will defend ourselves, okay? We will step up to the plate and put you off track, okay? Because look, I don't attack people, okay? I don't malign people, all right? I help and heal people, okay? Oftentimes through brutal awakening, but ultimately it's to help and heal, okay? And the more you see me, the more you attack me when I'm being me authentically, the worse it's gonna be for y'all, okay? And you know, for people who need this video, who will watch this video, there's gonna be some that are like me, and there's gonna be some that, you know, got their fists up, okay? So, remember what this card said? Love and war. Yeah, how can we do both? No, yeah, we can't, all right? Choose love. Choose to be kind to the person you hate and who you've spent your entire life trying to destroy. Be kind to them instead, okay? Make love to them instead. Make love instead of war. All right, so let's see. What does the Lenormand have to tell us about this day? What is the overall theme of this day? September 6th. What is the overall theme of this day? September 6th, 2025. Okay. The ship. Okay, this is the same card we got. This is the same card we got yesterday. So it just means your ship is coming in. Okay. So what you reap, you will sow. What you reap, you will sow. What you reaped, you will sow. Okay. So time to get honest with yourself about what you've reaped. Okay. Okay, so this is going to be a direct message from your special person. Now we're making love here. So you'll know who your special person is. Could be your angel. It could be a guardian angel. It could be an unconditionally loving spirit guide. It could be the Most High. It could be your spouse. It could be your boyfriend or girlfriend. Or your non-binary friend. Okay? It could be just a friend. It could be a family member. But you'll know who your special person is to you. So here's a direct message from them to you, all right? So, okay, I do have to say, like, I'm, like, officially old, just so you know. I'm 38 years old, so that makes me, like, officially old. And I've become one of those old people who winks, okay? I remember when I was younger, I always used to like be a little bit freaked out because like there'd be that old person who winked at me, okay? And I am now one of those creepy old people who winks. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so what is the special message from my person? Okay. The High Priestess, it says, I'm starting to see more clearly the lies and the masks of those around me. It's sad, but at least I can also see the gifts of our connection. Oh, mwah. Thank you, special person. That was a beautiful direct message. I love it. I can tell that came straight from your heart. All right, so here we are. Here we are with another tarot deck. Okay, so let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles today. I know today is a work day. Yes, I'm working today. Many of us are probably back to work today. But let's see. Let's clarify this work day. What's going to be an overall major theme of our work day today? What's going to be an overall major theme of our work day today? And I just want you to know, if you've really come up against some really hard rocks, some really hard battles, some really hard, ambushes recently, I just want you to know that you are a being of beauty, joy, and light, and that when you just step into your joy and you step into your beauty and you step into your light, all of those ambushes, all those attacks, all those rocks, they just disappear, okay? They just fade away. Your spirit is free. Our spirits are free, all right? Okay, yep, here we go. So to clarify, I just want you to know that obstacles and conflicts are being removed, okay, from your life. They are being put in their place. They're being delayed, and they are being eradicated, okay? They're being stopped. They're being put in their place, okay? So I just want you to know the Most High, your unconditional loving spirit guides. What's up, Hermes? What's up, Mercury? They are taking care of the conflicts in our life. So all you need to do is just step back and just live in your light and your joy, okay, and your passion and your beauty, and be true to you, okay? And I just want you to know your spirit team is taking care of it, okay? And of course, your spirit team is going to need you. They might need you to take some action, but just, that's part of my prayer that I said at the beginning was, putting us in the right place at the right time, and to be tapped in enough to know what is the action that we need to take. What is the right action for us to take to assist our spirit team in delivering justice and divine providence, okay? And, if you're, way up there, with me, which, by the way, is a huge responsibility, okay, that you wouldn't want, okay? If you feel if that offends you, you're in, a rank battle with me, just know that you wouldn't want it, okay? You wouldn't want the position, okay, that I'm in, all right? Because you have no idea the amount of sacrifice, okay? The amount of disconnection, the amount of moving into the Bardo space, okay, that I have to do, okay, you wouldn't survive it, okay, you wouldn't be able to do it. So, if you're of the same rank, you spiritually, you won't care, there will be no competition here. So, I'm just saying, if you felt competitive over that, just know that you wouldn't want it, okay? You wouldn't want the responsibility of having a high spiritual rank, right? But, okay, so help me clarify this 8 of Pentacles and 5 of Wands reverse, okay. 4 of Wands, okay. This is just a good sign. I like this. I heard one reader describe this as a gateway. It's a portal. So, it's just a portal into, what people call the 5th dimension, which is, living heaven on earth, living as the alchemist, basically. Drop it in the comments if if you've read that book or you have a theory of your own on alchemy. But basically, alchemy is the materialization of spirit and spiritualization of matter. I'm not going to go too far into it, but just know that the portal is opening for you to step onto your highest timeline. All right, so you're exactly where you need to be, okay? And do not fear. Do not fear, all right? Because we are beings of love, okay? And just follow your inner guidance. When you're guided to take action, take that next right action, okay? And we just step on. Just step into your life. Step into your highest timeline, I guess is one way to call it. But like basically living in alignment with your destiny, okay? So just know that the portal is here for those of us, okay, who are stepping into our destiny. All right, so and you know what? This deck is actually called the Destiny Portal. Okay, so we have Nightfall. This is just the message of this card is like the darkest hour is just before dawn. That wonderful song by the Mamas and Papas. Each night before you go to bed, my baby, whisper a little prayer for me, my baby. Just know the darkest hour is just before dawn, okay? So don't quit before the miracle. Don't quit before the miracle. I'm doing this early in the morning. The sun hasn't quite risen yet, and boy, is it dark outside, But you know how brilliantly light it's about to be with the sunrise, with the grand rising of our great sun. So don't worry, okay? It's the darkest hour is just before dawn. Don't quit before the miracle, and just know that it's gonna be bright. Okay, it's gonna be a bright one. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I have a feeling today. All right, so we got Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So that's just. I just jolted you back alive from the dead. You're welcome. You're dying on the inside. I just jolted you back to life. All right, welcome back. We missed you. We needed you. We're so glad you're here. Have a seat at the table. Have a seat at the table. All right. Okay. What do we have here? All right, Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is actually really good in this deck. So you see how there's these two swords here in the middle and they're touching each other? So that represents two different consciousnesses, okay? Coming together and seeing each other's point of view, okay? Finally, this represents like the consciousness, the mind, the intellect that is finally ready to open and expand into more, into like, yes, there's my perspective. There's also your perspective. All right, guys, we're there. We're there. The tip of the iceberg. It's gonna be the iceberg for some people. I'm not gonna lie. Some people are gonna get slammed so hard with the other person's perspective. Okay, and it's gonna, Actually, there's one of my favorite television series. Just guess. Of course, you already know, but is True Blood. Duh. Okay, I love True Blood. What a great show. Okay. But I remember, like, Jason, Sookie Stackhouse's brother, he's like, if you really want to F someone's life up, just tell the truth about them. Well, I'm going to repeat that again. If you really want to F someone's life up, just tell the truth about them. Ain't it the truth, guys? Ain't it the truth? It's kind of brutal, but yeah. That's, it's just indicative of where humanity's at and why humanity hasn't passed the test yet, okay? Hasn't passed the test. Humanity as a collective has not passed the test yet. And you want to know what movie I recently saw as well? I saw Nefarious, and that was a really cool movie. Okay, so we have Cradled by the Sky. So just know that even though you may feel like you're free-falling, because you got slammed with a perspective outside of your own perspective that caused you to drastically altered the course of your life, okay? this outside perspective that you finally became aware of, and it woke you up, and it drastically altered the course of your life, and now you feel like you're free falling. Just know that you're cradled by the sky, and remember that Tom Petty song, 'cause I'm free falling. You might want to blast that one today, okay? So just love the ride, man. Love that ride. Love that free fall, right? Because you're free. You know, this is a quote from the Bible. The truth will set you free. That is seriously, I mean, that is one of the most true, like, that is, like, so true. Okay? The truth will set you free. I'm here to tell you today, right now, how extremely freeing and liberating speaking and knowing the truth is, okay? It's extremely liberating. All right, so we had Vital Sassoon coming up today. Nice. It says, crown chakra, showing up for me, life changed. Okay, so that just means, like, look, people are going to show up for you. People are showing up for you. If you feel like you're alone and like no one cares, just remember that it's darkest just before the dawn, and people are showing up for you, okay? You have helped life change people because you have an amazingly, beautifully open, expanded crown chakra, and you're here to help people expand and give them the keys to access more parts of their brain, okay? So that's, you know, one of the primary reasons that we are here on Earth, okay? And just know that these people that you've life changed, that you've helped open and expand, and you've given keys to so they can access more parts of their brain, just know that they're showing up for you. They are showing up for you. They're here for it, okay? Okay, so this is going to be, if you have a romance question, this is going to be another romance. This is going to be another romance card. We got that message from them earlier, the direct message. I'm starting to see more clearly the lies and the mask that goes around me. It's sad, but at least I can also see the gifts of our connection. So it's not just a romance message. It could be, but this is more insight on your special person. So it could be, you know, a family member or a friend, or it could be a romantic partner. So just, you'll know who your special person is to you, okay? So let's see, a little bit more about that relationship. Let's see. I just got a song from Lenny Kravitz. We got to let love rule. Okay, so we got, oh my God. Oh my God. All right, this is, oh my God. Hermes came up again. All right, so Mercury came up twice, Hermes. So I just want you to know, like, Hermes has a /Mercury / Thoth, Tehote, whatever you want to call him. I call him Shark. That's my term of endearment for him. But he says, teach people irony. If you laugh at that, you're an OG. Okay, if you laugh at that, you're an OG. But okay, I just want you to know that your special person is showing up for you. Okay. They are absolutely showing up for you, and they're your bodyguard, okay? They want to be your bodyguard, okay? Okay, so to close out this reading, we're going to get a message from the Egyptian gods on this day, September 6th, 2025. What is the message from the Egyptian gods that we need? What is the message from the Egyptian gods that we need? What is the message from the Egyptian gods that we need? Sorry, I'm doing this with my feet. It just feels really good. I'm a yogi, so sometimes I do weird movements with my body. But it heals me. It makes me feel happy, and I recommend you do the same, okay? All right, so what is the message from the Egyptian gods today? What is the message from the Egyptian gods today? September 6th, 2025. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I do have to say something. Even though I've given him so much, I just want to do a shout out to Elon Musk, and I actually feel grateful for you, Elon Musk, because I don't know, I just do. I just want you to know, as much I was hard on you. I was like that teacher that's really hard on you because I see how powerful you are and I see how much potential you have, okay? And I see that, you need to learn the lesson of responsibility, the responsibility that comes with having that type of power, okay? And, I already learned that lesson. Look, I see a lot of you I see a lot of me in you, Musk, okay? There's a lot of me in you. I went through a lot of what you went through long, long times ago. But, where am I going with this? I just want to say I do feel gratitude for you, Musk. I just wanted to say that, okay? The Egyptian gods wanted me to say that, okay? And here we have on the bottom of the deck, devastation. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Ammut, card 30. Okay, guys, I just, where's my book? Where's my book? We gotta nerd out a little bit more. Okay, so Emma, here we have card 30. Oh boy. This is the message from the Egyptian gods for this day. Prepare yourself, y'all. I told y'all at the beginning, you need to prepare. The eclipse tomorrow is gonna be intense. I got the pre-shock waves. It's gonna be a very intense eclipse, okay? This is going to affect many people. It's going to be devastation, okay? So it says, God of hell and the afterlife, hybrid figure of a lion, crocodile, and hippopotamus, which devours the souls and hearts of those who made mistakes in life. Excessive pride, presumption, greed, eagerness for conquest. Ammut represents the consequences of past mistakes. You may have to face a drastic change with the elimination of the lifestyle you were used to, or a crisis with your partner, or a painful breakup with the consequent collapse of your defenses. But everything can be resolved if you reflect as soon as possible on the solutions to bring about a positive change. You could give rise to a totally new recovery. Change your perspective and take up new positions. All right, that's the message. All right, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Mwah.